It's record levels of heat in North Carolina and all throughout the southeast. So we decided that we're going to take a mile walk down the road on asphalt because we thought that we won't be hot at all.
No shade. Awesome.
And there's actually seriously literally no shade.
This will be the only shade we get.
Yep, and we have to be careful coming down the driveway because you will slip, and then when one of us breaks our butt, the walk will be over.
Yeah. So this is like the first time we've been in a video together in a while.
I know, I'm never home.
It's nice. I love you.
I love you. I love you. I'm glad we're in a video together. This is really nice.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to take a walk. I know it's terribly hot, but it's just nice to be together and enjoy time together.
It is nice to be together. This is a fun walk. I'm around, we're just busy, and this is our walk.
It's honestly record heat. It's like, I think maybe 95. When I got in my car earlier, now the car had been sitting for a while, but when I got in the car, after it had been sitting like an hour, the thermometer said it was 104 or 105. Yep. And then once I started driving, it went back down to 95, 97. But it is like so hot, and the humidity is unreal.
Well, I can tell you that
it's not usually like that.
No,
here.
It's not usually like that, and I can tell you because I was in just right as this heat wave started coming across. I was at home. I was in Canton, and I left pretty late. I left about 7 o'clock at night to come home. It's a 2-hour drive, so it wasn't too bad. I got home. Actually, I didn't even get home, and I had the window down the whole time because I like to have the window down. And as I got closer this way, I was sticky. I mean, I was literally sticky. I was like, what is going on? Why? And so then I got out in Andrews to go into Ingles because they got the vitamin water that I like. Daggone it. Should have brought one of those for our walk. I got one for Corey. It's downstairs in the refrigerator.
Got ice water, though.
It's true. We need that more. But so they don't even have the kind that I really like. I think it's peach something, the vitamin water that I like so much. But they also have strawberry lemonade. So I stopped at the Ingles. That's why I went in there to get that stuff. And when I got out of the car, I was like, am I in Darlington, South Carolina? Because
that's what it was like.
That's what it felt like. Shout out to our friends there.
Humidity is.
It was horrible. I felt like I was at the beach. I could have swore I was at the beach. I was like, this is jank.
Like. We're getting to use Katie's nice new iPhone that's got a better camera than mine to video this with. Even though it's seriously hot, it's pretty out.
There's a breeze blowing too.
Yeah, that helps. And it's nice and green. I love it when it's green like this.
So I'll tell you a funny story. Right down here, like literally right here, early last week, I was in my truck and I went to the post office because I thought this thing needs to be cranked. I'm gonna crank it. Post office is not far and I'm gonna come back. I got right here and it died. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? What's happened? Why did it die? Well, I called my dad. My dad hooked a chain to it. We pulled it out of the road and he said, Katie, you let this thing run out of gas. And if the gas gauge worked, I'd have told you to use a dummy for letting it run out of gas. But the gas gauge doesn't work, it's broke. And so I thought that I've been counting my miles, and that's how I know that I'm where I need to fill up. So I thought I'd counted my miles right. Dad said, you either counted your miles wrong or you thought you got the tank filled and you didn't because the pump cut off and you thought that's it, but really it would have took more. Well, I'm like, well, this is disappointing. He puts enough gas in it to get it home, back up the hill. I put gas in it at the gas station. I drive it to a mechanic. I get there and the mechanic says, your truck smells like gas. Did you know that? And I said, well, you know, we were putting gas in it out of a gas tank. And I think there's probably some pouring down the side. And he said, maybe that's what it is. He gets that thing in there and he says, your gas tank's leaking. And he said, you didn't count your miles wrong and you did not fill it up. You filled it up and it's coming out the bottom. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you that or not.
I knew that it ran out of gas, but I didn't know that
Turns out it was leaking and I didn't know that. So then he says, I need to get a 16-gallon tank. That's what that truck holds. And I need some brackets and some straps. So I get brackets and straps for it. And he gets the gas tank. And I actually had to get the fuel tank sending unit too because he couldn't find that. And he couldn't find the straps and the brackets. He said he could, but it'd be much cheaper if I bought that part. So I bought that part and it's shipped to him. I'm gonna have it sent to him and I hope it gets there sooner or later, late this week or beginning of next week, and I'll see if I can't get that thing fixed. But the whole entire time the gas gauge has been broke. Man. So you don't know how much gas is in it. And I thought, I'm counting my miles, I'll be on it, but I counted up 82 miles and I was like, this thing shouldn't have run out of gas in 82 miles. Now, if it gets 10 miles to the gallon, which is pretty close to what I think it gets, probably something like that, and it's a 16-gallon tank, it'll hold That's 160 miles is what that is. And I'd only went 82. I was like, no, something's going on. So that was right back there. I got it fixed. And the next time I drive it down this same strip of road, I'm hoping that
doesn't
happen. And I don't think that it will. I think it'll be fine and it'll be ready to go. And he's also going to fix the steering wheel and the steering column. Everybody's like, that looks bad. I'm like, yeah, I know it is. So he's got a steering wheel and a steering column, and we'll get it fixed up. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to have to drive my old 4Runner until I can get that fixed and then drive it that's even older. So it's a weird thing to where I'm like, I almost feel like I'm in water, like I'm swimming, but I'm not.
It's because it's like so hot. That's fine.
But it's the humidity. It's unreal. Oh my gosh. And I know we keep saying that, but it's hot down here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, it's hot in the South in the summer, even in Western North Carolina, but it ain't like this. This is not the norm. I mean, honestly, there might be, several summers that go by without this kind of humidity at all, let alone for like a week at a time.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's naturally humid here, but it's not like this. This is unusual.
Ooh,
and they said it was going to be, the Weather Channel said, like, this is what's going to happen. This is what's coming up. So it's not like we didn't know this was coming. Now, I noticed when I was out west, it was 101 degrees the first day we rolled into Vegas. And it's hot, but it's not like this. It's dry. There's no humidity. It's dry as dry can be. Like drought dry, in fact, and it's a lot easier to handle that heat than it is to handle this heat.
This just makes my skin feel weird. You know what I'm saying?
Oppressive. Yeah, it makes you feel like you can't breathe because your skin can't breathe good in this humidity.
Whew.
Might have been a little bit of thunder, I heard.
I wouldn't be
having thunder and
surprised.
evening storms because this is the perfect weather. This is where naders are born.
Tornadoes.
Which, I mean, so Don and Michael said that we were talking about Tornado Alley. And I'm thinking Tornado Alley, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. I'm even thinking Kansas, that area. And they were like, no, North Carolina and Georgia's in Tornado Alley too. I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And I said, but the difference is the mountains break it up. So there's only been 2-3 times in my lifetime where we actually had a problem with tornadoes. And we personally never had a problem. But that's interesting, that weather pattern thinking about Tornado Alley being here, but we never worried about it because every time the mountains would break it up every time it got here, and we think, oh no, preparing for the worst, power goes out, wind starts up, nothing ever really occurs.
No, it wasn't too bad. Whew, we gotta there's like 2 or 3 pockets of shade where the trees go over the road, but that is it.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, you can see them a little bit. Way out there are solar panels, and that's like a decent ways, not too far away, but a decent ways away, but you can see those things. They stick out pretty good.
From here to there, as a crow flies, it's probably less than a mile.
Yeah,
but around the road, it's about a mile.
Yeah.
Not far.
No.
Now, somewhere up here, I guess down here, there's a culvert that goes under the road. When we were little, Dad, you remember when he took us fishing in it?
Yeah, sure. We were small enough to fit in it.
We walked down it. We got in the culvert and walked down to the end of it and stood in the end, and there's a pool at the bottom, and little tiny fish would be in there, and he'd catch them.
And just to clarify, this was not like a culvert that had a bunch of rushing water. It was a culvert for like a itty-bitty creek, smaller.
My creek.
Yeah.
So it's small. It's not...
Wasn't dangerous.
No, and the culvert goes under the road, but there's like not even a foot of water in it ever. No, there's not ever at a time.
Just
right
like
now,
a trickle,
there's
basically.
none. Yeah. But we got in it and we went fishing, and he caught a few things. And so I was thinking about fishing poles because me and Nick have been doing all this fishing, and I've really had a fun time doing it. So I got Dad a fishing pole and some hooks and lures and got him all set up for it's an interesting plant for Father's Day. And I was thinking, I wonder if we could get back in that culvert one of these days and see, because that would be the only place, like right here would be deep enough to hold small fish.
Yeah. Well, you'll see when we get to the pond, there's fish in that pond. Did I tell you about that?
I remembered hearing that he was going to stock it, and then I saw fish eggs in it.
Oh, yeah, that is right. I was with you when we saw that.
But
and they
I've
were
not
way
noticed
too
it.
early. All those eggs, I was like, oh,
gonna
man, they're
freeze.
going to freeze.
I don't know what happened with that, if what went on with that, but it'd be a ball of fun bringing a fishing pole up here and
Yeah.
cast in. This would be a good place to practice and get used to. And I heard him say he would let anybody fish it.
Oh.
I don't want to fish them to eat them. I want to do it for fun and to practice and throw them back.
Yeah.
So you could get you a artificial bait single hook, or you could get natural
bait, whatever.
Yeah.
Single hook, something like that. I mean, it's his pond, so I reckon you can do whatever he says you could do.
Right.
I don't reckon it'd have to be any sort of way.
That'd be fun.
It would be. I was telling Corey around here in North Carolina, in the state of North Carolina, anything that's considered wild trout waters is artificial bait single hook. So that's what we've had to do. And I know a lot of people don't follow the law, but I do. It's important to do, just to protect the fish.
Look at these blackberries. I got to remember that those are there. Come back and pick some of them. There's some down there too. There's some pretty flowers. Are these tiger lilies? I think maybe they are. Me and Austin have a bunch of these. They're pretty.
So that's where we were when we were little. I bet you there'd be little fish. That's deep enough.
Yeah, that is. I forget.
That's probably...
Yeah, the culvert's just right there.
You can kind of see the edge of the culvert.
That would feel good to get down in there right now.
I told Corey when we get back up toward the house, we should get in the creek.
I never drink cold water, but right now, I think this would feel good if I poured it over my head.
Yeah. You should recognize some of this in here. Let me get it focused where you can see this. I mean, you literally can't see any of it right now.
But this right here,
This is the bushes
that we did our I'll Fly Away video in front of. If you haven't seen that, I'll put the link in the description.
Yep, and then in here, as I go by, you're going to be able to see is the house, the abandoned house that everybody's like, it's such a shame. I'm like, oh gosh, I know.
I mean, it's so grown up though, you can just barely see the roof and the chimney.
I don't even know if they can see it. Look, you can see it through there. There it is.
See the chimney as we walk by.
It's a crazy town. It just seems like such a waste
I know.
because it is such a waste. I really hate it.
It'll just one day completely grow up like that and be gone.
It'll fall in. I actually, in fact, can't believe it hasn't already.
Yeah.
Which there's no way to know that it hasn't fallen in.
True.
Could be a hole in the
parts of
floor.
it. Yeah.
I don't know. I hope there's not.
Ooh, what are those pretty orange flowers up there?
Oh,
Watch for what you doing there.
I'm just gonna zoom in. Oh, on the way back, let's dig some up.
Yeah.
You know those bloom here every year, and every year I slow down, look out the window. They're all down through there.
See these?
Yeah, those are
everywhere?
kind of like little bell.
Mm-hmm. There's
I've
a bunch
seen
of
them
them all
before.
on this side.
Man, isn't that pretty? Wouldn't it be cool to own all that? So that's where we come from. It's pretty. This is not for the faint of heart.
But we do this for the viewers because we love y'all.
Well,
And I really did want to take a walk even though it's miserable hot.
and believe it or not, even though this is like somewhat painful, this is good for you. As long as you have plenty of water.
Yes.
And when we get back, we can drink some electrolytes. I've got those vitamin waters. We'll replace our electrolytes and we're good to go.
Oh, yeah.
It's the people who get out in this heat and won't drink water and won't replace their sweat with electrolytes that get in trouble. You got to do that.
Whew. In this kind of heat, you have to. I mean, it's not hard to drink water in this kind of heat because you're just sweating it out as fast as you can put it in. There's the back side of the house. You can't even see it.
No, you can kind of see down in here a little bit
At the shed.
of the roof of a building, of a little outbuilding, but that's it.
So there used to be, right here where we're walking, there used to be a big white house. I mean, I don't think it was in our lifetime. And I remember Mom and Dad telling the story. Maybe it was in Mom's when she was little. But it was a man who owned this house and he was on his tractor. Died on that tractor.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember that story?
No.
It was I think his wife come home and found him. He was married and his wife went away for the weekend or something.
Visit family maybe or something.
Yeah, and she come back and unfortunately that tractor had turned over on him.
Killed him.
Yeah, and he sat there and
Ooh.
passed away. I know. So every time I come around this curve, that's what I think of, and I wonder what the big house would have looked like.
I thought the big house was up here in the field.
Well, I mean somewhere along this side here. It's all
That's
kind of
crazy town. I've never heard that.
There's blackberry. Oh,
Ooh, do we have a tasty treat?
look at this.
Let's do it to it.
Well, look at that. I can't believe some of those are already black.
Look at that, y'all.
Ooh.
They good?
Mm-hmm. We got to remember these are here.
Yeah, I'm glad we walked up here just for that, to know they're there, because I doubt anyone's going to pick those.
Along this bank, you get enough for several runs of jelly.
Probably, at least 2 or 3 runs. And
come up here and keep eating them.
I doubt that no one's even going to pick these.
I doubt it now.
Mm-mm.
Cool.
Wow.
Look, they're all
well,
on
that's
the bank.
Awesome. Might find more.
Oh yeah, I mean, we keep running into them. They're all up and down here.
And we've seen those a while back there. I mean,
that was a nice tasty treat.
Mm-hmm. Replenish some of the minerals we're losing. Grab me one.
And these are wild.
Yeah, they ain't tame.
I like the wild ones better than I like the tame ones.
Yeah. Tame ones are bigger, but they don't have as much bite or flavor to them.
Look, I got a whole handful.
Yeah, those are tasty. Okay, this is such a pretty view coming into this little valley here. Had to definitely show everyone this.
Shout out to the sweet man who lets us come enjoy his pond. You know who you are, and we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for that for sure. If you've been on the channel, you've seen this pond before. We've done some songs in front of it, and it's beautiful.
They've never got to see kind of the walk up to it.
No, never got to see kind of the whole valley.
Never got to see kind of how we come up to it, and it is beautiful.
I know, and see it, the whole place in here just opens up.
And that's stunning. Now, when we were little, this belonged to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't really know, but I think when we were little, the rest of it belonged to whoever made the housing development up here, and he sold it, I think. I could be wrong, but I know many years ago, way yonder before me and Corey, a lot of this belonged to somebody they call Bud Baker, and it was an old homestead, and the Letfords lived in this field. That's the white house you're talking about.
Okay.
And it was Mama remembers that standing in her lifetime. It's a white farmhouse, 2-story farmhouse.
Okay, well that's probably what I'm talking about. And I think that's why there's a lot of grass grown over here since they've done the pond.
Yeah, they had to seed it.
Because they had to seed it, but you can find pottery and glass and old pieces of stuff, and I guess it's because of that home place being there.
They probably, we don't know what the topography looked like. This could have been, probably was lower down a hill, and it might have been a trash dump or something, somewhere where they dump their stuff. I don't know.
Ooh, we got a nice breeze, thank the Lord.
I think, what kind of tree is this? This is a chestnut tree?
Yeah, because there's been pokey things under it.
I don't see no pokey things now, but look out.
Watch your feet for snakes, though, for real.
This will be a good day for them, and I've seen bunches and bunches of them. Thankfully, I've seen them everywhere.
Yeah. All right, let's head to this tree for shade.
Yeah, and then we can check out and see if we can see to the top. My sunglasses are polarized. We'll see if
mine are too. Yeah, I could see them. I come up here the other day by myself, and I could see them. So
really?
Yeah. I guess I forgot to tell you that. That's part of why I wanted to make a video like this, because I knew it would be pretty, since I had already done it. There's some of the.
That looks like an old clay pot or a pipe.
Yeah, it does. And there'll just be little pieces of stuff like that everywhere.
What kind of fish are them?
I don't know, but you can see them pretty good. And there's so many of those dragonflies with the white and brown wings. They're just all over the place up here. I seen them last time.
Yep, and then some of them kind of blue looking. Look, what is that?
Don't know.
I don't know my fish enough to know what kind of fish that is. They make trout, I can tell you that much.
But you can see him. Oh, that's a big one. What's he?
Oh, if you come over here.
I don't know if that'll pick up on the camera or not.
He's under there. If he
but that's the biggest one I've seen yet.
There's a bunch of little ones. Son, I guarantee you cast anything in there and they'd eat it. That'd be a ball of fun.
Isn't it pretty though, just to sit here and look at the fish and the dragonflies and the breeze, and this tree that we're under is also
it's like
very,
a willow tree or something.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
There's a massive school of them over there.
I know.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I know he stocked this.
Yeah.
It had to. Look at the bunches,
I know, ain't they
hundreds
cute?
of tiny ones.
Ain't they
Be a bigger one in there too, though.
Yeah, we've seen that one we saw a second ago is the biggest one I've seen yet.
Yeah, that was about an 8-inch fish.
Yeah,
There it is. Look, that's bigger than 8 inches. That's about a 10-inch fish.
Yeah, I hope the video picks that up. I don't know if it will or not.
It ain't no trout fish, which...
There's a turtle out there, y'all.
Dude, that was a good sized mud turtle. That thing was as big as a dinner plate, and it swam to the top.
Yeah.
And was eating something. Holy cow.
Whoa. Maybe he'll come back. Watch him. He'll surface. He's eating stuff off the surface. I want to work my whole life just to have a little bit of land to put a pond like this. This is so precious. It's so sweet that you'd be able to dig a pond like this, and then critters could live in it, and you could come and sit and watch the fish and the critters, and it'd just be a joy. I think that would just be really special. Even if you didn't have a pond as big as this, if you just got to dig yourself a little pond like he did and be able to have this is really special.
It's nice, ain't it?
I'd love to have that.
It was very peaceful the other day when I walked up here and sat here, so I thought you'd enjoy it.
Look, there's a turtle again in the same place.
Come here, mister.
He's at the top. He's eating something.
Yeah, you can see him.
See his little head?
Oh.
Oh.
What's he got? It's like a stick or something.
I don't know, or just the way the reflection is, the refractive index, that's probably just his head, and it's just the reflection that's funny.
True.
Or he could have a stick. I mean, he's doing something, the little thing. Maybe he's breathing.
He's a little closer, so he may come over closer to us.
I guess he's just sticking his nose out to breathe for a little while. Told Corey I wanted to walk around and see if we walk slow around the edge, maybe we could see the turtle. Some fish.
Over here in this area somewhere.
Some bigger fish.
Yeah, this sort of thing.
Man, there's our tree. This don't even look real. I mean, how pretty the clouds are and the green. It just looks like a picture. It don't even look real. So nice. This is a beautiful pond.
I think that the Loch Ness Monster is in here somewhere.
I told Corey, I said, you can find out, I'll push you in.
Boof, I don't want to go into that.
No.
It'd probably feel good as hot as it is, but
It's gross.
it's kind of gross.
That is flies on the water, and that right there is fish heaven. That's
Feeding frenzy.
It would be feeding frenzy. Those things ain't safe. They ain't safe at all. Y'all, that is literally a snake, and he is standing straight up out of the water, and he is on patrol.
What is he doing?
Being a doo-doo, I don't know. That is bizarre. I saw something moving. I was like, why is the leaf moving? Corey, look at him. That's so weird. Oh my Lord, what if he eats a fish?
I don't know. It's watching him.
Y'all, I wish you could see what I could see through my polarized lens, because you can see him much better, and I can see he's around some brush, around
I mean, he's just standing like straight up.
and look at the fish swimming around him. This is like really weird.
Whoa, we gotta hang around here and see what happens.
Y'all, this is super weird. Why is he doing that?
Why is he underwater?
I mean, snakes will be in water sometimes,
know,
but I don't know why he's
still.
standing straight up. Look at the little doo-doo brain.
He looks like a judgmental shoelace.
Danger noodle. Nope rope. I don't know. I used to know them all.
I know. Judgmental shoelaces.
It's like super accurate, actually.
What's he doing? Is he moving?
Uh,
Spaghetti noodle.
Guys,
Okay, I don't know, y'all.
we're gonna try to catch Dad. It's time for him to come through here. So we're leaving the pond. Sad I don't want to leave it. And we're gonna go back up to the road
And
hitchhike. Yeah, and if we see someone else we know, maybe we'll hitchhike. But we should be able to catch him. So I'm hearing a little bit more thunder. Those are thunderhead clouds I see, but I don't have any reason to believe that anything's gonna become of it.
You know, there actually is predicted scattered storms in the afternoon.
For today?
Yeah, I forgot about
Oh,
that.
daggone, I didn't even watch the weather. Shame on me.
I forgot about that. We're gonna miss him though, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be back up here in a minute. I finally had to put my hair up. Y'all, hot's not even the word.
Daddy,
My face is sweating. You can probably
Pick us
see. Corey's like, I'm like, how were you running? She was running. Dude. I guarantee you there's somebody out there that are like, we live in South Carolina. Pastor Lon's gonna be like, y'all don't know. Y'all just getting a little bit of taste of what we get. And I do think that there's something to you being acclimated and used to this. I do think there's something to it if you were used to this, but I'm not, even though I live in the South. I remember times like this, but also the asphalt, the temperature on it will be, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it could be anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees hotter, probably.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
Whew. All right, we got our bucket.
Whoa.
Is this gonna hurt my fingers when it's this hot?
I bet it'll be hot.
Ooh, that thing's hot.
Yo, did you see how it stuck down on the road? This has been the day. The snake.
2018, Apostle Islands, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Ooh, that's hot. I gotta get that in.
Y'all look, more shade. So we have not found Dad yet. I don't know where he's at. And I don't think, for a minute I thought we missed him, but now I'm starting to think we didn't miss him. There's traffic. They've got our lane closed and the road's being paved where he works. So I'm starting to think he got held up in that. And that he's gonna be here, but he'll be here by the time we get home. So
I know. The last time I was walking just about, I don't know, a couple 100 feet up here where you can see he picked me up. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping to see his white truck coming around behind us. But
as you can see behind us, we've got the worst of it behind us.
yeah,
for sure.
We've got most of it. Oh, I'm waiting for you, Dad. I'm not giving up hope. This is one of the prettiest views once you like around this last curve and go into Wilson Holler. And that pretty hillside, it's especially pretty earlier in the spring when all the yellow stuff is in the fields.
Well, and there's usually, a lot of the times there's cattle there, but a lot of the times right down here on our right, there's a dead snag of a tree left, and you'll see cranes, what I'd call crane, or some people will call a loon. Still looking for that.
I know.
And a big bird will land in the pasture, which is cool. And a lot of the times I'll see turkeys and baby turkeys up there. And every now and then I'll see deer.
Is it Dad? It's Dad!
Yeah!
There comes our knight in shining armor.
He's gonna be like, what the actual heck? You two girls, I've told you that you don't need to be outside exerting yourself during this heat index, and here we are.
This must be the special spot. This is exactly where I was at the last time.
I knew we'd get him. Let's get in the back. Let's
yeah.
get in the tailgate. It'll be hot back there, but I'm too sweaty to get in the cab.
Such a sight for sore eyes.
We found him, and look, he's got a fishing pole.
Oh, Daddy.
Well, as luck would have it, we got a ride for the rest of the way, and we got a breeze.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna go home, cool off. He's gonna go all the way up the hill, so I'm gonna forgo the creek dipping because I'm not gonna pass up a ride to get up the hill.
No way.
This is awesome.
God bless you and keep you, and we'll catch you at the next video.